And we are live. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. So today we are, one of the famous quotes by Byron Katie, where she said, don't believe everything you think, which is what we're talking about today, which is all around assumptions, because assumptions are very, very, very dangerous assumptions. Yeah. So we want to share some tips on how to manage that.
And you know what's funny before we start? It's like, like when you're in your own life, you're making assumptions and you don't get the implications of it. But if you're going to watch a movie or American TV series or whatsoever, and you're like, what's wrong with them? Why are they assuming? Why are they not asking if that's the case, right? Do you feel it the same? Like how different it is when we watch it versus our own life?
Yeah, absolutely. I just think, assumptions are so dangerous because, well, we're going to go into this, but for a number of reasons. So the first one, that they're an easy way out. So it's the least amount of growth to just assume something, because then it's like, okay, well, I don't need to bother to make the effort or to study more or to go and hand out my CV or whatever it is. But you will justify not needing to grow. So it's an easy out. Okay, well, it's just not going to work anyway. So why even bother trying? I mean, you hear people saying that, right?
It is. And I think in general in life, we always choose the easy way out instead of actually stopping, asking question, understanding. Because a lot of the time it's an illusion. And we just spoke about before we started that, like on something that because of the way we think in our head, because of our perception of stuff, we look at a thing and then we're assuming that it means X, Y, Z. And that's why I feel like a lot of people are trying to find the easy way out. That's not going to help you grow.
Yeah.
And the second one, that they actually stop you from taking responsibility of your life, and it really links to the first one. It's easy to say, no, you know what, I'm gonna go, it's not my fault, it's their fault. Like that's how I read the situation and that's what it is, which is just an assumption. It doesn't mean that that's actually reality.
Yeah, I mean, a perfect example for me is the lease I'd signed initially for my first place in Hout Bay was for a year. I wanted to move out sooner, and I was just like, no, my landlord will never go with that. He's never going to give me my deposit back. He's never going to go with that. So I just assumed that, and I thought, you know what? Why not just try anyway? Why not just try? So I did. I sent an email and I said I'd like to move out sooner, a month sooner. Will I still get my deposit? Is that okay? He came back and said, sure, we've actually got someone else who wants to move in. So if I had gone with the assumption and not taking responsibility to make it happen, I would have still been there instead of moved to my new place, which I did yesterday.
Really, so stop assuming. Stop assuming for others what's happening, what they're thinking, what they want to do. Be responsible. Take that responsibility. Be accountable for your decision.
Yeah. Because that ties in with the third one, which is about getting stuck. And if you're not taking responsibility, then all you do is you just get stuck in that same situation, right?
It is, and that's what calls insanity, right? Say like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different outcome instead of actually stopping for a second, understand that we're stuck in a loop and break that cycle. And that's very important. And a lot of us, I think, not necessarily do it, understanding that part that we actually stuck. And now that we need to, it's all about assumptions.
Yeah, exactly.
And the next one is also kind of linked to this because you're stuck, you kind of develop also like a lazy behavior, right? It's easy. And it's really amazing because it all links together, right? You're finding the easy way out. You don't want to be responsible for what's happening. Like you don't want to be accountable for this. And it's just easy. So you're just becoming lazy and you're not just like, whatever. And for those of you watching us, like, share with us, are you feeling that also you sometimes have assumptions that actually lead you in the wrong way? Yes or not? Let us know.
Yeah, I mean, even going back to the move, like, so then I said, so this was all like probably 3 days, maybe a week before I moved. So then the agent says, yes, you can move. We've got somebody new moving in. Could you possibly do the move on a Friday or on a Thursday, because she wants to move, or whoever the new tenant wants to move in on Friday because it's obviously cheaper. So then I'm thinking, okay, I've got 3 or 4 days. I've got to now find a mover. Where am I going to find a mover? Phone this person, phone 1 or 2 people. The guy said, great, I'll be there. He was there at 9 o'clock yesterday morning. I mean, so that's the other thing. When you don't assume and you're not lazy and you're not getting stuck, then you are able to move forward. So,
and that's what we always say, learn to let go, release.
Yes. Trust
things that will happen. The moment we're stressing and thinking, and like, it's not even thinking, it's overthinking, which we already we overthinking, and then we're just basically creating their reality instead of actually understanding that it's our assumptions. We're actually deciding for others what they want to do. They're not like with the mover, with everything, even with our clients, that we're assuming, I'm going to tell this client about a certain price, and he's probably going to say no. No, you don't know. You didn't even ask him. Don't like put yourself in a position that, you kind of ruin it to yourself. So in everything, that's why I like this topic, because assumption is dangerous. And it's easy to watch it from a movie and say, what are they not getting? Why are they not acting like this and that? But in reality, look how we let our assumptions to lead us a lot of the time not in the right way.
Yeah, I mean, that ties in with the next. Yeah, so that ties into the next one about having a negative mindset, because you get stuck in that place. And so if I had to stay on another month, I would have become so incredibly negative. There were so many things that weren't working for me that I would have been stuck. I wouldn't have been taking responsibility. I would have been negative. It's just this whole long thing. And I know a month isn't a long time, but what a waste of your time when you can just actually not assume anything, deal with things head on, find out the facts, and then you move forward.
It is. And you know what? Do to separate between assumption to your intuition. Those are two different things.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Intuition is something that you feel from the inside and you know if it's right or wrong. And let's be honest, most of the time we actually don't listen. We don't learn how to trust it. But the funny part is with the assumptions that is just our imagination, we actually trust and we give it more space. And don't, because it actually links to the second one, it becomes a bad habit. You let it guide you, you let it promote you and move you instead of actually listen to what's right, to your intuition.
I think also it makes people feel that they don't have to then deal with things head on. Like I'm great with dealing with stuff head on. I really have no problem with that at all. But I think if you battle with confrontation and deal with things head on, and you're quite a sensitive person, I think it's easier to assume something than actually go and find out the real truth or the answer. So I think personality types, I think for some people it's more challenging than for other people.
It is, and we would love to hear, what do you guys think? It's like, do you do you let your assumptions guide you? Do you know when to stop and actually listen to your intuition? What's guide you? Do you feel to which one of the one that we're going to repeat now are you feeling connected to, that you feel that actually that describe you? And I just want to remind that every Tuesday we're talking about marketing. Every Friday it's on personal development. So Friday it's at 11. This upcoming Tuesday, I think it's going to be at 4 o'clock.
6:30. 6:30. Yeah.
That's not in the morning. So we're just gonna repeat what we spoke about, the different for assumption.
Yep. So the first one there, it's an easy out.
And it stops you from taking responsibility for your life.
And that means you just stay stuck.
And lazy behavior. That's very not a good one.
And the worst, I really believe the worst out of the whole lot is a negative mindset.
And actually very linked to the last one, it's become a bad habit. So for which one of those did you feel that connection, maybe to all of them, maybe to some of them? I must admit that I learned to stop with the assumptions, and I'm learning to connect more to my intuition. And let's see the comment that we have. I had a lot of assumptions when I started. I probably still do. But I always ask for input, whatever I do, as much as possible. And that's very good, because, that's what you want. You a lot of time we are afraid to stop for a second and ask and say what we think, and think if we actually read the situation the right way or not. So you need to stop doing it. Stop assuming. Ask. Open up. Open your mouth. So let us know again. What do you think? Are you following your assumptions more, or are you intuition more? What are you connected to? And to which one of everything that we mentioned now you feel that connection to? Because it is, you know, you don't want to be lazy.
I think also assumption is very much based around fear. You know, we almost assume and fear the worst, as opposed to another perfect example I've got. My dad's got some furniture, which he's got rid of because he's now going into a special care facility. And my assumption to get furniture, 2 pieces of furniture, okay, it's quite big furniture, but to get furniture from Durban to Cape Town would be thousands. And I thought, oh gosh, no. It's not. It really isn't. This is the incredible thing.
I took from Tilburg here. You could have actually asked me.
You know, so if I had gone with that, I wouldn't have done it. Whereas actually it's cheaper to do that than it is to actually go and buy whatever you need here. So yeah, assumption is very dangerous. Get the facts for sure.
It is. So we really hope you learned some stuff new today. Yeah. And we would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If there are any topics that you want us to speak about from marketing side, from personal development side, that's your time. Either put it in the comments here or send us as a private message to big.consulting and Shift One Degree, and let us know. And if you've got questions, we're really here to answer.
Yeah.
And you're gonna wish
have a good weekend.
Weekend and happy Halloween.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.